9 days after the start of Venezuela's military campaign against Colombia's rebel forces, the situation in the Colombian border town of Arauquita is critical. Almost 5,000 refugees are housed in shelters, but that number only tells part of the story. Hundreds more are staying in overcrowded private homes. ELICAR GARCIA, who fled from the Venezuelan town of La Victoria, says she's sharing this space with 63 other people and they haven't received any help.
They say assistance is primarily for the shelters. Nothing has arrived yet for us. We don't want to go to a shelter. We have many people with diabetes, high blood pressure, many kids, and we're scared of COVID.
Refugees are crossing the border into rural areas too. At least 100 share this farmhouse and are extending it to protect new arrivals from the rain. Roberto MIGNONE from the United Nations Refugee Agency says underreporting is an issue, but a proper camp for at least 500 people will soon be ready.
The idea is to decongest the places which at the moment are very full of people, and also for those people who live with families in very crowded environment, we will move them here. The base will be the prioritization on the basis of vulnerability.
Many of the refugees are Colombians who fled to Venezuela decades ago, at the height of Colombia's conflict between guerrillas, paramilitary and state forces. Most now say Venezuela's government helped create this crisis by long tolerating the presence of Colombia's rebel forces in their territory. Rebels graffiti like this one still appear on the walls of houses here on the Colombian side, but the violence associated with the conflict has been greatly reduced, at least in this region, while the delicate balance that maintained the peace on the Venezuelan side has now broken down.
We had heard rumours that the government was going to confront the guerrilla, but would have never expected such a brutal repression against the civilian population, especially by government that pretends to be revolutionary. We lost everything.
For years, the Arauca River dividing the two countries helped contain fighting in Colombia. It appears the economic and political crisis in Venezuela has allowed that conflict to resume on the other side. A confrontation that, once sparked, might again prove difficult to tame. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Arauquita.